Hello everyone, nubkeks here, and welcome back to Nub Raids, where we are on the test server to check out the brand new Fusion. He's coming tomorrow, actually, so not much notice on this one, and obviously stay tuned on the channel. I will have the whole Fusion plan. It is a fragment Fusion, so it's going to be one of the easier ones to do, and I'll be breaking down all the events, where to target your resources, etc. when that goes live tomorrow, so make sure not to miss it. But yeah, let's check this guy out. We're going to do a couple of wacky builds here in today's video. I've already tested him a little bit, and I've had quite a lot of fun. We're going to test some stuff blind, never before tested. So what is going on with this guy? Quite a lot of stuff. Number one, on his A3, 3-turn cooldown turn meter boost, actually quite nice. That is a 100% block buffs AoE for 2 turns, and it cannot be resisted if you've got some of these beast creatures, the dogs, in his team. It's sort of his theme, right? Is he is the master of the hounds, and all these dogs are powerful, or are more powerful, or he makes them more powerful. He gets more powerful when he's with them. We're going to be running him with Fellhound here today, who is, I think, the best one of these. But there might be some other weird potential combos, and they've already teased us, saying that there could be new hounds essentially added in the future. I think it's actually quite likely. It's something to be aware of, is that he's actually decent with Fellhound right now. But let's say you're a really end game player with all the best champions in the game. It's probably not that exciting to you to do a combo with like a Fellhound or something like that. There could be a legendary hound though added. I could totally see that being a guaranteed champion, or part of a big Heroes Path champion or something, or someone that would combo with him, which could be exciting. This is a good move though. Then on his A2, Pack Alpha, 3-turn cooldown, full cleanse for him with a 50% max HP heal. He gives himself a shield equal to the surplus heal. That shield can't be removed or stolen or transferred if the hounds are on the team, and then gives him a taunt and reflect damage for 2 turns. And again, they can't be removed, stolen, or transferred if a hound is on the same team. This is the first 2-turn taunt champion on a 3-turn cooldown, which is definitely, I think this is the most exciting thing about his kit. We put this together. He can be a mischief tank for Hydra with his self-buffing, while also being a block buff champion and a turn meter booster. It's a nice little combo. Taunt does prevent your champions from being devoured in Hydra as well. I do think that's his best area. We're going to try him out in a couple of other places as well for funsies. Then his A1 is a 70% chance when booked of decreased defense, the big version, and then he teams up with any of the hounds to attack. On his passive, he puts Hex on attackers for 1 turn when he's attacked. Ally attacks and targets under Hex do 20% more damage. I think this is just like literal ally attack champions. And whenever he's attacked, he does get an ally attack from any of the hounds. They will counterattack, which is pretty cool. So how have we built him? To keep it, well, I didn't bother re-gearing everyone on the team, but I just thought it would be interesting to see with him, because you need a lot of resistance, right, for Hydra. So I wanted to see if we could, do it without accessories and stuff, sort of counteract area bonuses. I think Reflex is probably ideal. Not essential, though. It's definitely not essential. And we will try him in, I think, 6-piece Stone Skin for Arena would be ideal. But Reflex is kind of nice just to get more cooldown reduction, so we can have as good an uptime on his taunt as possible, right? Try to keep it up the whole time, just by himself, just by getting a few lucky Reflex procs. And heck, more AoE block buffs and more turn meter boosting in Hydra is great as well. Now, if you can't get a Reflex set, it's not a big deal. His A1 with the decreased defense and the ally attack is also pretty good. So, you're not going to feel too bad if you've got him in something else. Stone Skin, I think, would be ideal for Arena. Yes, we're doing that. We are trying to get him with, a pretty decent speed is always good. Some defensive stats. And then the most important thing is enough accuracy. We're going to put him into hard difficulty. We're actually way overkill on the accuracy, so you can go in with much worse gear. And for hard Hydra, yeah, you probably want 400, maybe even 450 resistance, honestly. So we could squeeze a bit more out. But these are the pieces. We've got good speed boots. Again, he doesn't really need this much speed, but that's the gear we have on him. For skills, for Hydra, you probably just run Lightning Cage, which is going to make your mischief tanking more consistent. He very rarely attacks or does anything, so there's not too much else to add to him on it. Like, that would be the big one. For Arena, I probably Temporal Chains And then, of course, polymorph at high ranks would be the ideal thing. He could be an okay champion for Brimstone, and you could just, whenever he does an A1, place that Brimstone. That could be good too. So you do have some options there. For the masteries, because he basically almost never attacks, and certainly with reflex, right? This is not an attack. This is not an attack. I said we won't even bother giving him War Master. We'll just get him some stats. We'll get him improved parry, which would be good for Arena. And we'll get him more resistance up here as well. And then we'll get him just longer lasting buffs and longer lasting debuffs, right? His Hex especially is not super consistent. So we'll make it last as long as possible. Yeah, that's sort of the gist with him. So let's go. Now, one thing, let's show his compatriot, his doggy brother. So this is Fellhound. This is actually the gear I had on Fellhound from ages ago. Now, this is Instinct, which is not exactly a free-to-play set, but Fellhound's not in particularly crazy gear. This is the Fellhound. He's got a bit of attack and defense, 136 speed, 226 crit damage. He has actually 197 accuracy. So Fellhound, for using him in Hydra with him, we're just going to spam his A1, right? Chance for decreased speed. It scales off mostly defense, a little bit on attack. So we want mostly defense, a bit of attack. Crit damage is good. We're going to put that with Nature's Bounty. I actually have him at 5-star here, which is where, again, a chunk of those stats are coming from. Like, he's got, like, less than... He has less... Does he have less than? Or he has, like, 200% crit damage without the blessing, So, he's not in crazy gear by any means. But yeah, he's got a chance to place a big decreased speed, which is nice. And I did re-gear him or remaster him into War Master, which is going to be a lot better for Hydra because we don't have crazy gear. If you had super crazy gear on your Fellhound, then, maybe Helm Smasher would be better. But we're trying to do it in, good gear, but not insane. Now, the big thing about Fellhound is we can throw him in to Brutal Campaign 12-3, and he can do it in 5 seconds if you're unlimited frames. We're not. We're locked at 60 frames because we're recording. Actually, it's maybe even a fraction slower because I'm recording. But yeah, so he will farm this no problem. With these sorts of stats, no problem coming in and farming this. And yeah, if you're keen on Packmaster and maybe this combo in your early game, look, that's what's nice about Fellhound. The other hounds are rather questionable. I'm curious if other content creators would do fun stuff with them. I think they're rather questionable, and at least Fellhound, you build him up, and like Fellhound, he farms campaign, so it's not a bad investment. Whereas I think you could build up the other hounds. They're much more meme champ. I don't think any of the other hounds have ever really been used for anything serious before. At least Fellhound is, so you got that combo. And this is the team that we've got going. So I said, again, we try to build a fairly budget team, go into hard. I do have more than budget gear, and they are got souls and empowerment. There's nothing I can do about that, unfortunately. We just didn't put accessories on him. But the idea of this team, I actually need to change the priorities. I actually ran this through the full way, and I realized it should be set up like this. So we should priority 1 on Pack Alpha, but open with Blood Howl, right? We want to put block buffs at the start, but we want to really prioritize Pack Alpha because we want to keep taunt up all the time. Like, whenever taunt falls off, it means champions can get devoured, and that's bad. So we have him set up like this. You'll see the area bonuses coming in here as well. They don't display properly on the test server, unfortunately. Fellhound's just going to spam his A1. We could let him do a bit of healing if you wanted, but I'm just going to let him spam his A1. I don't think it makes that much difference, but if you need some healing, he does a small bit of healing. You could even save someone with block damage. That'd be more if you played on manual, though. Or you could use the block damage to help him mischief tank a bit if you need it, but he doesn't need it. He doesn't need it, right? Stag Knight's coming in with Huntmaster. He's just fast with accuracy and some damage. We've got Seeker. This is the Seeker I use for my Bat Eater team for Clan Boss. So he is coming in as our increased attack turn meter champ and with A1 Provoke. So he's actually a very consistent epic provoker. You'd obviously be better off with, a legendary provoker, or you'd be better off maybe just skipping the provoke entirely and putting in someone like an Aestra Dreamsong, who's another recent fusion that would give you increased speed, increased attack. That'd be we don't have no increased speed with this team. That'd give you more damage, and she'd give you weaken. So that'd be a big improvement. But we've got actually pretty solid-ish gear on Skrank, minus crit damage, apparently. But he's got HP burn. And actually just double check he has gear on. And then we've got Rector Drath coming in reflex set to heal us up and keep us alive. Yeah, okay, I just checked it. Apparently Skrank just doesn't have any crit damage in this build. Oh well. But let's go in on full auto. And let's go. I think with this epic only team, you will need to manual a little bit. The main thing is just what Seeker's provoke, and that's something that would improve. Seeker's actually feared himself. That's not ideal. With a counterattack. Oh, because he's got counterattack masteries for Demon Lord Clan Boss. Well, he got his move off anyway. Seeker is pretty consistent at provoking, but he weak hit there, so that's unfortunate. We'll go again. We do want to land that first provoke against the Head of Decay. We'll just run this up to a 1 key so you get a good vibe for how the team is working. Preferably, we'd probably have her go first as well. There we go. We got the provoke. Seeker, sadly, is the wrong affinity. And if you want to just, like, lazy man manual it, we just come in like this. You can see he has not... Here we go. We're going to see a counterattack. So there we go. We get a Fellhound counterattack. Cool. We just keep targeting the Head of Decay. So Seeker just fires off as many A1s as possible. Again, we got a weak hit. So... yeah, but we're going to sort of boost through. And there we go. He's put on his Mischief Tank move. He tanks him up, resists the buff steal, resists the turn meter steal. And every time he's attacked, oh, there's one attack, counterattack. It's kind of sick, actually. All these counterattacks slowly adding up. We can see Fellhound, he's not hitting for much damage. There's the provoke on the second hit. But it's just slowly adding up over time. It's sort of the idea. We didn't get any cooldowns there, but our A1 brings in an ally attack, which is quite nice, and it's got us lovely and feared. You love to see it. I actually find this slow Fellhound that for campaign farming, because he doesn't need any speed to campaign farm. I actually found it works really well with Rector Drath here, because he's slow, he tends not to outrun the Veil very often, which is great because so many Fellhound's attacks are going to be these counterattacks that are coming from him being hit. We might... oh, here we go, another counterattack. It's adding up the damage from the Hex. Oh, okay, we got another counterattack. You know, it's a nifty little combo. Sadly, we did get a cleanse off. It's one of those affinities where we don't even need to land the taunt now. We can just let them do whatever. It's got... I think once he gets the full cleanse off, he just let Seeker... just let him do whatever, you know? So slight bummer. But yeah, we're just constantly firing off these little attacks, you know? Building up the damage. It's not too bad. Right there, we didn't quite Mischief Tank properly, and Skrank got targeted, I think. But it's not the end of the world. But yeah, it's like these counterattacks, they add up. They add up quite nicely. We can see we're very consistent, really, at keeping up the block buffs. And yeah, simple as that. The turn meter boost is nothing to be ashamed of either, right? Sadly, like I said, we've got no increased speed on this team. But we do have 2 turn meter boosting champions. So it actually enables us to go reasonably fast and get some work done. It's kind of cool. One thing, of course, you could do is you could potentially start saving his A3 if you were on manual. If you're really struggling, you could save his A3 to make sure you've got it when a head spawns in, like Head of Wrath. That's a high priority. Oh yeah, both of these heads are fairly high priority to land block buffs on. So you could try and make sure. Look at that, counterattack. Oh, here we go. Suffering hits us again, another counterattack, and each one is doing a little bit of damage, which is quite nice. Yeah, and again, we're landing that decreased speed every now and then as well, which is pretty sick. Let's see right here. So let's take some control just for a second. Oh, never mind. We're good. There we go. Block buffs on everybody. Again, it's not an attack, so there's no weak hitting. You can actually place block buffs through Poison Cloud as well, which can be really good, right? Because when Head of Wrath in particular gets protected by Poison Cloud, you're in for a pretty bad time. We do have the new Blessing on Skrank that lets him ignore Poison Cloud to place the burns. But yeah, you're getting a rough gist for how this is working. Now, the other thing we want to see is Taunt, right? So 2 turns left on this Devour. We might even see Skrank land burns on Mischief, maybe. So we got 2 turns on the Devour. These heads are going to be taking turns fairly soon. What we'll see is this just pause at 0. That didn't work. We'll see it pause at 0. Here we go. Brings in an ally attack. Mischief tanking, counterattack. He gets his own hit in. But let's see, these heads maybe should take turn. It's hard to judge with decreased speed. We're actually kind of we're doing all right. We might get our turn first. Okay, so we're at 0. Watch him take a turn now. Okay, so there we go. We're at 0. He didn't get devoured. Okay, Taunt's back on. This is actually going to end up being perfect. I have found, again, with this testing, I ran the whole thing through. This is not super reliable. Like, it is possible that the taunt will drop off. But what I did find over the course of the run, again, this is without any cooldown reduction on the team, just the reflex at randomness. What I did find over the course of the run was that it does delay the devours a lot, which makes the run actually quite a bit easier. It's quite nice. But it is a little tricky to, it's not like right here, the taunt's going to drop and now he's going to get devoured, right? It is tricky to keep it up 100% of the time. So there we go. Someone got devoured, but we're a good bit in before that even happened. So we're honestly, I would say, not even that worried about it. And he's actually really good at breaking people free because every time he's attacked, he brings in a nice little counter attack. So here we go. Bam, attacked, counter attack. Oh, broke him free. It's quite nifty. So I'm certainly hyped, I will tell you. If they add a legendary dog, right, that has a very strong A1, right, that he brings in so many of these counterattacks from Fellhound. It's actually really strong. And, well, I mean, that's a great place to stop it right there. 21 million. Let's see what the damage is like. And there we go. It's kind of nuts, right? Skrank with his burns, and I would say with better gear overall, 7.5 million. Fellhound's actually done 6 million damage. It's not bad. Shy'ek himself, 1.2. That's entirely Hex, right? He's basically doing almost 0 damage by himself. A little bit. Obviously, his Hex damage would be higher if we had more champions that are doing really good damage. Like, these are not in crazy builds or anything like that. So there's a lot more potential. This sort of team, again, you'd prefer to put in some legendary upgrades to these champions. We've got really, really good epics here, but you could totally upgrade them. But I thought it was just a fun little idea to show Shy'ek off. No blessing or anything, but he's easily survivable. He's pretty consistent mischief tank. He's pretty consistent block buffs. He's delaying the devours a good bit. And the Fellhound synergy is actually quite good, right? As our AoE decreased speed, it's actually quite good. So I think right there for maybe a brand new player, it's a little tricky for a fusion. But man, if you've been playing for like 3 or 4 months, this could be pretty reasonable. Get yourself a campaign farm specialist and a nice little combo to slot into a Hydra team, and just it's quite functional. It's actually quite good. So I thought that was quite fun. And this, by the way, here's the screenshot. I did it the full run, so it was 52 minutes. Again, mostly auto gameplay. What we do have to do when this head of, you can see some of the cleanses going through again. The affinity thing sucks, right? But what you have to do when Head of Decay spawns back in, because Seeker's not an AoE provoke, you have to just turn it on to manual, and you have to make Seeker manually A1 Head of Decay. And then once Head of Decay, because you could just click Head of Decay, but you're going to waste a ton of damage because, you're going to be hitting him while he's got the big damage reduction buff. Once the damage reduction buff falls off, you can just sort of be lazy mode and click Head of Decay so that every Seeker A1 is going to be hitting him. Just get your best chances to provoke, etc. But in the full run, we can see Shy'ek had 16 million. Fellhound did fall a bit further behind Skrank there. Skrank got up to 89 million. Skrank does sort of scale up as well a little bit with his passive. Fellhound did 67. So, I mean, it's pretty solid, though. All the same, pretty solid. And worth mentioning in this team as well, Fellhound's damage would be a bit higher if you had increased defense, if you put him in crazy gear. So, yeah, it's not a bad little combo. Hell, for like an all-epic team, it's not bad. I will say, I don't think that Shy'ek is as good as Wixwell. I thought Wixwell was more impressive, and Aestrid, I think, probably more impressive as well. But like, he's a similar sort of thing for Hydra, and he brings that block buff utility, which can be really difficult to get. So yeah, I've been pretty impressed with him in Hydra. Let's try him out then a bit in Arena. So we'll put more gear on him, because otherwise he's going to get absolutely demolished. So okay, what I thought would be kind of fun was let me actually save this as a preset. There we go. This one. So we're going to drop some speed, but we're going to gain more health and stuff going into Stone Skin. And then I stole... Right, well, it's basically a sort of an Ultimate Death Knight style build. There's a few different ways you could build him for Arena. You could build him really fast. That might actually be the way, right? Build him super quick, and he can be a turn meter booster. He doesn't have very good base speed, and that's a bit of a problem. And when you add in speed auras, it's going to be a bit of a problem as well. I'm going to go in like this, and we're going to be more prioritizing him as the sort of a taunt champion. Now, compared to Ultimate Death Knight sort of has a taunt baked in, without ever having to go. So he's just sort of working from the start. With us, we actually have to take a turn, so you can't sacrifice speed entirely. But yeah, I mean, like, we also have a turn meter boost. We could potentially do a block buffs. I mean, let's give it a go, shall we? I've not tested this out. This might be an absolute disaster. This looks fairly rough. Hang on. Right, let's try it. So I set up a little team here. We're not going in with, you know, a very budget team or anything. We're going in kind of crazy. Do we want to try outspeed this guy? I think Sifi is my fastest champion, if she has any gear on. Let's see. I think she's the fastest. 389. Is that enough speed? He's pretty fast. He's got a slightly better aura. Shuzen is fast. Let's find out. Let's find out. We might be horribly, horribly dead. But yeah, I'm just curious to see how he works as a sort of pseudo ultimate Death Knight. Like I said, the downside is he has to take a turn. The upside is I feel like he's doing more when he does take a turn. Okay, we are actually faster. He's got some incredibly slow champions here. He actually might have stripped some gear off of some of them. I thought we'd been polymorphed. No, we just... all of our stuns got resisted. That's weird. We stole the... where are the stuns gone? Where are my stuns at? I'm not sure what to make of that, honestly. Let's hit her, I guess. Okay, and now we can come in. We could actually turn meter boost, because we're actually, I think, so fast, and we can put block buffs on them. You'd have to very much beware of polymorph. Maybe I probably actually should not have done that. He's got polymorph on 3 champions. And we smack, and okay, never mind. Well, he's basically dead. Hang on. Let's see this here. She's going to wake up. So let's let her revive Narcisse, or maybe she'll actually just die. Yeah, never mind. Okay, she's just dead. Let's do another fight. Let's do this fight here. Okay, cool. We'll just sort of hit some fights one by one. I feel like I'm not expecting him to be that good here in arena. I even feel like, again, for Hydra, my vibe for this champion, for like this sort of late game scenario, he doesn't seem that good late game. He definitely seems more mid game oriented, is my sort of take on it. Let's get rid of her stone skin. Thanks very much. Mithral is going to cleanse anyway. So let's just put this on so we can disrupt some of this stuff. Oh, well, she had reaction. That's unfortunate. Okay, but I mean, now we can sleep her. Now we can come in and maybe we can increase her cooldown. Hey, cool. But one nice thing is, like, hey, turn meter boosts us up. Oh, he tried to polymorph us. We actually resisted it. Because we built him with resistance, she did not have enough accuracy. That's kind of nice. Let's sleep her. Actually, I guess it wouldn't have mattered. Got block buffs up anyway. But yeah, it's really going to flummox a lot of what he's trying to do, I would say. Because, yeah, we get the block buffs, the turn meter boost. It's kind of nice. It does raise that question of exactly how do we want to build him? Do we go in with, do we go in with high speed and try turn meter boost? Like I said, I think it's difficult. I think that's difficult because of his... oh, we got petrified. That sucks a little bit. Done him. Cool. Oh, everyone's petrified. I wasn't even looking. Let's just auto it. I think it's difficult to build him as a speed champion because of his low base speed, but it might be decent. But yeah, we'll see. We've not actually been attacked yet. And he's... oh, we didn't even manage to kill him right there either. My God, this has ended up being very, very slow. Hopefully we can get through now in a second. There we go. Duchess broken free. She's broken free. Locking him down. One thing to note with him, reflect damage. If he probably had his A2 available, just decided not to use it. Not sure what he's doing right there. There we go. We're killing some of them now. So I'll come back to a different fight. Let's get a more interesting fight. Let's just get out of this one. We won this one, no problem. But let's find something more interesting. There, we probably just gonna get slammed down. Let's see against his Wukong. Okay. This could be an interesting test. Will we do it with Fellhound? Maybe will we do this one with Fellhound? Hang on a second. Let's do this one once, and then we'll maybe do it. Let's throw Fellhound in for one of these fights as well. I think that could actually be hilarious. Get rid of his ultimate Death Knight. Duchess is going to do so here we can like turn meter boost, block his buffs, and really limit what he wants to do. Well, I guess he's going to revive anyway. Well, that was maybe a mistake. We could have let her waste her increase attack. We didn't. Let's let the Wukong hit us, or I mean, assuming he's going to hit us at some point anyway. But here we go. We've got Provoke on. So whenever this Wukong pops back up, the Wukong will be forced to hit us, which is nice. Now, the Wukong could potentially steal these buffs. That's one nice thing about Ultimate Death Knight. He doesn't have to steal anything. All right, Wukong's back in. Let's just let him hit us. Let's just let him hit us. I guess we'll boost up. Okay, so A1 doesn't do anything. Okay, Wukong attempted to steal our stuff. We actually resisted it. Because we built him with 500 resist, most Wukongs won't actually be able to deal with that, I suppose. Let's let the Wukong hit us again. Actually, maybe it's going to be awkward. Our taunt's going to fall off. These guys have, like, terrible gear on at the moment. Just kill him. Kill him for putting on bad gear. Or, I don't know. Okay, let's see this one. This one should be a good one. And I do want to try him with Fellhound as well. Let's try this. Server connection failed. Uh-oh. Okay, we're back. We're good. Oh, he's interesting. Oh, okay. We've been outsped. That's slightly suboptimal. Well, we'll swap out Arman's thing for Fellhound. I don't know. Sheeper, I guess. Let's put this on. Let's see what happens. Are we just gonna kill them all, actually? Oh yeah, maybe. But like, I mean, like he's basically taunting this Rotus. This Rotus can't do anything now, which is cool. This team is actually working super well. This team is working a lot better than I expected. But yeah, like you can see him working as the taunt. And again, because he has Force Affinity, certainly for Rotus, it does give newer players, you know, a good budget counter to Rotus, right? Which is kind of nice. Here we go, extra turn. Yep. This Rotus just not doing anything. Decreased defense. Okay, now the Rotus would start hitting us. But, yeah, it's a 6-star Rotus. Okay, let's do... Okay, let's do this team. Let's go in full memes. Fellhound. I think this is Hades. This seems like a terrible, terrible team for Fellhound to fight. Oh, Lord. Well, let's do it anyway, shall we? Let's do it anyway. Here we go. Because every time he gets attacked, Fellhound's gonna strike back. There's no comeback from this. See if he's an increased defense champ. She's gonna make Fellhound smack. Okay, here we go. Do we want to block buffs on them? Yeah, and turn meter boost us, block buffs on them. Yeah, sure, let's go for it. Can we kill him? No, we polymorphed him though. Okay. Okay. Let's sleep her. We're playing this hardcore. Oh, she's been cleansed. In order to keep Fellhound alive, let's give Fellhound block damage. Okay, this is the strategy, guys. Fellhound block damage on yourself. Okay. He's all AoEs anyway. Let's bring in the Fellhound ally attack. Here we go. Boom. Smack me. Okay. That didn't do much. I thought it would do more. I'm actually a little worried he might die. He doesn't have any defensive buffs. I mean, let's just nuke him. Yeah, he's actually hitting us pretty darn hard. Oh, he didn't do it. Shit, he didn't do an AoE. That's not fair. All right, well, we'll boost up. There we go. Fellhound. Counter attack. Tiny damage. We don't have a damage build on Fellhound, and he's got War Master and all of that. He's trying his best. He's trying. Let's heal up everyone. Give everyone reflect damage. How about that? Let's kill off. Can we win this one? Can we beat Hades? Cupidus defense? Can we do it? Sleep her? Lock buffs on them. I don't know why it matters, but that's what we've done. Can actually sleep this guy. The Mithra just doesn't want to hit us. This is gonna hit us. Oh, and it all fell apart. Fellhound. It was doing really well, but Fellhound didn't really do any damage. It was all Wukong. Maybe this Fellhound combo is not what we're looking for, huh? Not what we're looking. Okay, this team seems a bit too strong. Let's try it. Let's try it, guys. Here we go. Let's go. I believe. I believe. Yeah, I think we got this. I think this would be fine. I think this would be fine. I don't even know why I've got Sifi in. Sifi doesn't make any sense in this team. It's like, we'll go first to do nothing. Yes. Right. Let's put on Taunt. Let's steal their stuff and smack them. Okay. Oh, he hit us once. Here we go. Fellhound. Blitzing them with the damage. I love it. A1 doesn't do much. Arcane Wave. Oh, didn't kill us. Okay. Okay. What if he A1's ally attack? Okay. This team is not supposed to work. this is supposed to be a meme team right here. Fellhound, he's healing us up. That's actually kind of hilarious. Oh my god. Well, the Fellhound team actually kind of working in Arena. That's funny. There's definitely some huge potential for meme Arena defenses as well with this. Can we do enough damage to actually kill them? Because I don't have an AI preset. Fellhound's doing all this dumb stuff we don't want him to do. Wukong will one-shot that UDK eventually. Yeah, I don't know. It's not like, if we put actual good gear on the Fellhound, it's actually not that bad. A little ally attack every turn. It's actually not that bad. There's some genuine potential there. Funny enough, that is kind of hilarious. I get Wukong is doing most. I mean, Fellhound did a bit though. That's funny. That's funny because like Wukong is in 6-piece Merciless. Wukong has 7k attack, 330% crit damage. I mean, Fellhound, guys, Fellhound has 220. Fellhound is like 100% less crit damage. That's stats. And 4-piece instinct, 1-piece protection. It's not exactly an even playing field in gear. That surprised me. I'm not gonna lie. All right, and the final thing to look at. I've been messing around with some weird teams. Now, I've not got this working 100% at all. But just to show you, so this is a bit of an idea. So we go in. Gnarlhorn has the highest crit damage. Now this could be anyone. Needs the highest crit damage and tanks the hit. Then we put the taunt on with Packmaster. So with the taunt on, it prevents the boss from attacking the person with Enfeeble, which is great. And now every time as well that Packmaster is attacked, which is hilarious, it's going to provoke a counterattack from Fellhound. And every time he does an A1, Fellhound's going to go in. Here we actually have the taunt fall off and Gnarlhorn take it. Now hopefully he gets it back on. Oh, this might actually kill us all. Oh, no, we just about survive. Great, Fellhound, that worked perfectly. This worked totally differently from the test run I just did. But now we get the taunt back on, and again, Gnarlhorn survived with the unkillable. And yeah, what's really nice with Packmaster with this is, again, just all those Fellhound attacks just adding up. All right, well, Gnarlhorn is dead. That's not a huge deal. Get an A1 ally attack, boom, and he's dead. It's actually a sick combo. I wonder if there is some sort of weird build you could do with the dogs, with the hounds, and just Shy'ek just tanking everything with his taunts, and every time he A1s, every time he gets hit, the dogs counterattack. It's actually pretty cool. So there we go. 1 minute, smashing through. Lydia's there for decreased defense, weaken, Cold Heart for damage, then Gnarlhorn with the highest crit damage. I think you could put in someone like, you know, a Withier, or something like some sort of healer that doesn't really attack much, that can take that first Enfeeble with the highest crit damage, and they sort of bounce the Enfeeble between them. Like, basically this one, Gnarlhorn gets Enfeebled. That's good. Again, it might fail. It might fail. We should quit while we're ahead. But yeah, like, we get the first Enfeeble over here. Then the taunt goes on, which stops the boss from targeting the Enfeeble and spreading it around. He'll still, like, strip our buffs, and he put decreased defense on whoever has Enfeeble. But yeah, it's just making it a bit more consistent. I have seen like Gnarlhorn get crit here and die sometimes as well, which can totally happen. Let's see. Oh, no, Gnarlhorn didn't get crit. He just about survived, and then he gives himself unkillable, and he's good. I messed around with a few different variations of this. It has some potential. Nice thing with Shy'ek is because he is doing the decreased defense. Again, we've got the same thing. Our thing fell off. Gnarlhorn tanks it with an unkillable. And then Shy'ek puts the taunt back on, so Gnarlhorn can just keep surviving. and the enfeeble doesn't spread. It's actually kind of a cool combo. And yeah, his decreased defense A1 is actually pretty great here. It adds up to some extra, this should kill Gnarlhorn. Yes, it does. It adds up to, you know, some extra consistency. Oh, we might fail. Oh, okay. Cold Heart takes a hit. All right, Taunt's back on. Excellent. We're still in it. What a ridiculous team. Now, unfortunately, the block passive skills does stop some of the ally, the counterattack stuff. All right, well, Enfeeble's on everyone now, but the boss is dead. You see, this team is not quite 100%. There's wonky stuff happening all over. Doesn't quite work, but the potential. My goal here is just to show you the potential. The potential's absolutely there. So if you're stuck for a Shogun team, I think Shy'ek with the short cooldown on his taunt gives you huge potential. You can even make it easier, and you can run like a Renegade with high crit damage that can reset him and make it even more consistent. I think there's a lot of potential there. Huge potential. So what we had for this, he is in the same arena build. He just has Pack Alpha number 1, this turned off. Maybe you could turn it on. I don't know. We turned these off with Fellhound, same build. Lydia, priority 1, Sirens. Whale, she's in sort of random stuff. Cold Heart is like this. Now, Cold Heart is 6-star, and so is Gnarlhorn. That's part of it. And the Fellhound 5-star. Gnarlhorn has the highest crit damage. These are the speeds. It doesn't quite work right, but it sort of works. So yeah, would I recommend this exact team? Not really, but it's more to show you the potential. There's huge potential there for him with taunt. Yeah, it's wacky. It's a wacky one. But yeah, he's got great potential for Shogun's growth. So there you go, Packmaster Shy'ek. What do we think of him? I think he's actually got huge potential. I think he's better than I thought he would be, honestly. So yeah, he's got great potential for Shogun. He seems like he has some potential in arena. Like, genuinely, the synergy between him and Fellhound in particular is just great. It's honestly great. It's also super fun. But the ally attacks here ended up being much more impactful than I expected in arena. Bizarrely, it was like, that's actually not bad. But yeah, he's got good potential in Hydra for Shogun. I really do think, unless you're absolutely starved of resources, I think if you're in a position that whatever any new hounds that would synergize with him in the future, because they've said there will be more, let's assume they're even semi-decent, not a good combo. You could have a very good duo. So yeah, I think this champion is unique. He's really fun, actually. There's a lot of stuff going on here. I can absolutely see. I'm looking forward to seeing wacky teams coming out from content creators and community members of him doing weird stuff with the dog. Like, I do wonder, could you just have like 4 dogs with like really high damage builds? Not even really high, just in 4 dogs and damage build. You just have him slap on this taunt and they just one-shot Shogun. Like, Shogun just keeps hitting him and he just keeps reflecting it back. He needs Stone Skin to stop the block passive skills at the start, but you could probably make it work. You could do some weird stuff. Anyway, guys, that is Packmaster Shy'ek. Let me know what you think in the description. Let me know in the comment section. Don't hack my channel and post it in the description. I'll be very sad. And I'll see you all next time. Goodbye.